used by an author to represent the life in the text with the life we are living here. Symbolism is a device used by a writer to represent the life in the text with the life we are living here. Just have that definition. Because they cannot symbolize something in the text with something in the text. No. I told you the other time that Ada in the text symbolizes women in this life. You see it? If you read 1984, written by George Orwell, Big Brother in the text symbolized some people, some authoritarian in the life we are living here. 1984 was written in 1948 before George died in 1950, in England. So symbolism brings out the beauty of literature, brings out the beauty of an artwork, tries to work to what is happening here on earth. You understand? So symbolism is a technique or a literary device used by an author to represent the life in the text with the life we live in on this earth. See the leader and the led. The life in the poem is represented by the leaders we have on earth here. You see that? You don't have to forget that. Oh, you've seen that. So that means symbolism is not just a poetic term. Used just a poetic term. It's a general literary term because you see it in art. When they do paintings, you see it in paintings. You see it in storytelling. They say when they touch into the market, the thought is there, symbolizes life on earth. Symbolizes on earth, You see it everywhere. You see it in parables. You see it in music. So symbolism has power. Then we have satire. Talk about satire many times, and satire, you understand that satire is, you see, then we have quite a lot of them. Even in drama, in prose, we have them. So satire is a kind of, it's a form of artwork, form of literary work written to correct the ills in our societies. Ills, we have them everywhere. We have them in religion, we have them in the government. Imagine a picture of what concretely the present is an imaginative picture of what be concretely imagery. They are mental pictures. You dig the work, the pictures out. You try to drag the human being book into the, so that it can be to you that these people actually exist in their own world. To you that these people actually exist in their own world. So imagery makes works of art interesting. It makes you understand. It makes you see with the eyes of the author. When the author was creating the story, the author saw those pictures you're seeing. Before Wole Soyinka wrote The Lion and the Jewel, he saw the clear picture of Baruka. That Baruka. That's why if you want to play the role of Baruka, if a director wants to do that, a producer, you have to look for somebody that has this kind of look of Baruka. You look for them so that the audience too will understand that, okay, that's pure imagery. Imagery, try to use reality, bring reality from imagination. That is it. Imagery. Then you look at rhyme. Before we move to rhyme, look at this. Okay, we'll get to that place. We'll get there. So now we look at rhyme. Rhyme. Rhyme is a major poetic device. We will not say it's a major element of poetry, no. If we say rhyme is an element of poetry, that means we are generalizing it. Because anything element, without that element, then that means that stuff will not stand. It will not stand. That stuff will not stand. You're going to leave here soon. I chased him because he's sleeping. You two, you will leave. All of them are the same group. I'm seeing your face now. It's very clear. You understand? I'm a smart man, so be very careful with me, man. It's clear in your face, so be careful. The world is hearing it now, Don't joke with me. You're a small boy, you have sense. You have future. Look at you, growing old by the day. Because, very careful, man. I chased him out. Don't need some crazy guys on this set. So now, rhyme, resemblance of sound in lines of poetry, resemblance of sound, look-alike of sound, similarity of sound. So rhyme is not an element of poetry. It is a poetic device. It's a tool. Rhyme is a poetic device. Rhyme is the elements of poetry, number one is diction, because diction has a very major role to play. Imagery is another element of poetry. But if you say rhyme, there are some verses that do not rhyme. Do you understand? Anything element should be generalized. The element of drama, every drama must be performed on stage. Element of poetry, every poem must have imageries. Every poem must have imagery. So if you categorize rhyme as the element, then we are causing problem. What about free verse that do not have rhyme? What about blank verse? And you say it's element of poetry. No, it's a poetic device, major poetic device, because rhyme helps to enhance the musical effect of a poem. It brings out the beauty when it comes to music. Musical effect of a poem. That is rhyme. Rhyme, it helps us because we call it the resemblance of sounds in lines of poetry, the similarity of sounds, the correspondence of sounds. Look at that definition. Then it will go a long way to help you. I've defined that before, and you should know that again. You see, sunset and evening star. Sunset and evening star. Yeah. Sunset and evening star. And one clear call for me. And may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. For such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam. When that we drew from out the boundless deep, turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark. And may there be no when I embark from thoughts of all of time and place. The flood may bear me far. I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. If you look at this poem, Crossing the Bar by Alfred Lord Tennyson, Crossing the Bar, the poem has 4 times 4, 16 lines. Yes, that poem, 16 lines. Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. Such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam. When that we drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Look at that, you see that The poem actually has perfect rhyme, resemblance of sound in lines of poetry. You see? See the way they rhyme. You see that? So that's how rhyme looks like. That's how rhyme looks like. Then, this type of rhyme now, although when we treat in different types of rhyme, we're seeing it. Alternate rhyme. Alternate rhyme. Now put that head well. If I kick it, you fall down there. All right. Then look at rhythm. Rhythm. Rhythm also enhances it enhances the musical effect of poetry. Rhythm. We talk about the beats in a poem, the flow, the musical flow in a poem. You know, rhythm paints a clear picture of the fact that some poems are sung like. You know, apart from rhyme, rhyme has done a great deal. But when a poem has good rhythm, that means the poem can be in form of a song. That means the poem has good beats. You know, the poem has good beats. You see that set and ever, and one click for me. And may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. Such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam. When that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. You see that a poem with good rhythm. Now, not all poems have rhythm. That means rhythm is not also an element of poetry. Rhythm is a poetic device. It's a tool you use to bring out the beauty of poetry. Not all poems have rhythm. Not all of them. Not all poems have rhythm. That is the idea. Not all poems have rhythm. All right. And what I say rhyme is.